a last-minute dash for the last drops of ancient sunlight. There'll be no extreme demands on a time we can switch out what we've still got the energy to do it, and it's easy. I'm not going to make you insist to the congressman that people can't buy fruit out of season or anything like that. It's simple tips: avoid unnecessary car journeys. Bring your own plastic bags and bottles to drink water out of. Avoid short-haul flights. Carpool. Buy food locally from local sources. That avoids transport, oil costs, and buy organic, which doesn't use the nitrogen-based fertilizers from production of gas. Okay, having given you some tips, I hope you agree that it's time to move away. It'll be better for the climate and environment. It'll be better for all of us in the long run, as we'll save money and not have to face some crisis of we'll scrambling for the last bits of oil. The sooner, the better. And I hope you can try some of the steps I suggested.
All right, Nick, what did you think?
I thought you had a great intro. He explained what happens when you do run out of limited resources. Overall speech was pretty funny. He had nice eye contact until like the end when we started to get to the cards. It was very animated. He cited his sources, a lot of sources. He explained how. He described what happens with the spill on the, or what the effects was of the spill in the Gulf, and he explained what we can do to reduce consumption. And I thought it was good.
All right. The visualization at the beginning, I think, is dramatic. It works pretty well at getting us to react to what you're talking about. I think it could come up again later on in the speech when you're talking about some of the things about, you're making your suggestions about how we could reduce our dependence on these things, or personal, individual changes could have an effect. I mean, maybe remind us instead of eating our children, we should eat locally, or some humor like that. I thought you did a nice job stylistically, kind of moving from one point to the next and introducing the points. The audience responds very well to those sorts of things. You did a good job on that. You're pretty consistent about citing the sources of your information. I think the solutions needed a little bit more development, although it's problematic because you've got so much in the speech that you don't really have much time for that. You're going a little bit over time. Delivery issues, there are a couple of places where your eye contact is a little inconsistent and you need to have a little more control. You have a tendency when you're looking at your notes to kind of look off and then down, like they're in your, well, let me look at the side. Nobody will notice that I'm looking at the side here for my information. So just be conscious of those sorts of things. If you watch the videos, you'll catch those things, and you may not realize that you're doing them when you're giving the speech, but if you watch, you'll see some of those things to avoid. All right.